Yo, ladies and gentlemen, what's going on? Alright, so basically today what I wanted to do was go through and do a very quick video with regards to the GTK draw area. This is going to be pretty much the final video that I do until I learn more advanced techniques. And so what we're going to do is conclude the video by covering two topics. The first of which is to actually fix a bug with the eraser. And the second is to discuss how to save an image, both of which are going to be very easy to do and implement. I just wanted to go through and show you all what you needed to do and also to what to be aware of. Okay, so first and foremost, let me go ahead and just show you the bug that we have. Okay, that with regard to the eraser. So normally, we're going here, and I'm going to show an example here. I'm going to draw. And I can very quickly show you that, yay, we can erase here, right? This is happy and all that. Where the issue actually happens, though, is when it is in the transparent background. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and open up the file manager here, open up the code, and I'm going to set this to false. And then from there, let's go ahead and run and draw an image here. So I'm just going to draw a square here, boom, and if I click on erase now, let's see what happens. Oh no, it's drawing white. Okay, I didn't realize that this was a bug until after I made the video, last video. I did forget about an operation that needs to be done, and it actually took me a little while to remember what the operation was. I was like, I know I've done this before because I had played around with GtkDrawingArea before making these videos, but I couldn't for the life of me remember until I, did a whole lot of like Googling, trying to, just like, word it properly. Long story short, remember that we have what is known as the GTK, or the brush, right? Our brush. And we're of course calling it the brush, but that isn't exactly the proper term for it. What it really is the context, Cairo context. So that is what the brush really is the Cairo context. And the Cairo context itself actually has different types of render modes or render types, okay? And so basically, if I go ahead and open up the Firefox window here, we have a Cairo operator that says clear. And so what we need to do is set the brush operator type to be clear rather than source. Okay, so you can see it's read as, where the second object is drawn, the first is completely removed. Anywhere else it is left intact. Okay, and so basically what this is it's erasing or overwriting, the first object that was drawn with the second object, and in this instance it's going to clear out that first object. Okay, now remember that we are currently on the default state of source. Okay, so what we want to do is of course set it to clear and then unset it back to source when we're done. So let's go ahead and look at the code for that. I'm going to, I'll hide this and I'll just click on this. So basically the code is around here for the draw eraser, okay? And I already even have the fix implemented. I just needed to uncomment it. And so what we're doing is simply saying is if not self-draw background state, i.e. if we're not drawing a background, right? We want to set the operator to 0, which is the clear process, okay? Once we've done that, we need to go through and on release of our key press, on button release, we need to set the operator back to 1, okay? And so when we go ahead and Control S to save and we run it, we can now see that this will all work perfectly fine for drawing what we need to draw and erasing properly when we're erasing it. So if I go ahead and click on erase, I can erase and it's all working beautifully. It's just so good, so nice. Yay, happy. Okay. Now, you'll note in the window here that we actually already have a button that says save. And the actual method that's used is commented out and all that. So let's go ahead and talk about the save feature, because obviously now we want to save our beautiful masterpiece that we've created. I'm going to go ahead and open up the GTK Glade file here. And you'll see here that on the button box, we expanded it by a number of 1 to make it a total of 7. I added the save button. Okay, and so you'll see here I'm using a stock button, and that stock button selection has something that says GTK save. So we can basically have default selection of buttons, and in this instance, again, we chose save and all that. But you have a bunch of other options that you can check in and see if you want to use those instead. It's actually pretty nice. It's pretty cool. Anyway, okay. So we're still using the GTK save, okay? Now, we do need to implement a click function or function method. And so all I did was simply set up on the click event a save image method call, okay? And so this save image method is going to be the actor that goes through and saves our image to the file. Okay, so all we've done there is that, and all we need to do in the code is go ahead and find the save image method, which is here. I'm going to go ahead and uncomment that, Control S to save, and we're pretty much done. Now, all I did was simply import the datetime library, and then just call datetime.now, and from there, we're just saving that to a variable. That variable has a method called string format time, and from there that's going to give us a string and output that time format of month, day, year, hour, minute, second. And then we use that information to basically save it to a PNG file, or well, we use that that as the name, I should say, for the file. Now you'll see here that we're calling self.surface, which is what we're drawing on using the brush context information, and the surface basically has a method called write to PNG. Now there are of course other ways to save images, so to JPEG or BMP or something like that, but the surface self.surface or the surface area contact, the Cairo surface doesn't have any other method that I'm aware of. It only has the ability to write to the PNG file format. Okay. So if you want to save it as a JPEG or something like that, what you'll have to do is use the surface buffer information, translate that buffer information to a Python image library buffer context, and then use that Python image library buffer to basically save it to a JPEG or whatever else, okay? And I'm not going to show how to do that because that's beyond the scope of really what we're trying to cover here, okay? So basically we just call the self.surface write to PNG, and we are saving it local to the program itself. I'm not going to implement like a directory chooser or anything like that. I don't want to do that. It's going to keep it super simple and straightforward, okay? Go ahead and just Control S to make sure we saved it, and we can now go ahead and run the program. Control kill the original program. I'm going to go ahead and open up the file manager here. Put it into view. I'm going to move this over a little bit, and now if I draw a square, and then I say, let's say I draw a line, we can maybe make that to be like yellow. It's like I don't know, it's super abstract. Okay, we can go ahead and click on save, and voila, we now have, as you'll see, a file created with our image information. And if we go ahead and open it, we can see, of course, our beautiful image, which is a PNG. All right, that pretty much covers the two things I wanted to cover today. This is, of course, the last video for this little mini-series. I'm not going to do any more advanced topics because, one, again, I don't really know how to do them. Two, I don't want to research it because that's too much effort. And I don't really have any reason or purpose to do that research. Anyway. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. Please rate, subscribe, tell me what you think, and I will talk to you all later.